Hi everyone, it's Vela from Online Combat Battalion with another Arma 3 editor tutorial for you. This video is about the use of the SOG Prairie Fire Creator DLC modules, of which there are many. We're only going to cover a few of them in this video. I had a specific request for the Advanced Revive, so let's cover that one first. Firstly, I'll show you how to get to the modules. So in the editor, go up to Systems, down to SOG Creator DLC modules, and they're all listed here. To grab one, you just need to left click once and then left click on the map, and it's placed there. So I've already placed an Advanced Revive module. What I'm going to do is quickly have a look at the settings for this. So just be aware that any of the settings or any of these modules can be used with any mod set. So for example, if you didn't want to play with the SOG Prairie Fire assets and maps, you could, for example, run RHS units and resources on Malden or Chernarus or whatever. Provided you have the SOG Prairie Fire DLC loaded, you can use all of these with any type of units. As far as I'm aware, I've not seen any issues with doing that. So let's have a look at the Advanced Revive module. We'll go into it first. The bleed out time is the time that you'll expire after being taken down. Stabilize items. Here we've got, you can edit the items, so if you want particular first aid kits to be used or particular items to be used to stabilize a casualty, that's what you would edit there. Resuscitate items, exactly the same thing, you can edit those as well. So if you're using a different mod set and you had a different med kit, then you could change those here. Remove resuscitate item. So if, for example, if you used a first aid kit to resuscitate someone and you had this enabled, that first aid kit would disappear from their inventory. But I'm going to set that to disable for this demonstration. Revive delay, required trait. Now you can either set it as only medics can resuscitate or everyone can resuscitate. Now medic skill, if you have this checked, your medic will revive a casualty 50% faster, or twice as fast, sorry, as anyone else. And here we have the percentages for casualty crawl, casualty explosives, which is the lucky grenade, respawn action time, bleeding effects, and withstand percentage required. Now I've set the bleed out time to 100, and I've set the withstand percentage to 80 just for the purposes of this demonstration. Okay, so you don't need to sync this module to anything. All you need to do is place it on the map and configure the options as you see fit. So I'm just going to move myself over here, and we'll just see how the Advanced Revive module works. So the only module at the moment that is placed down is the Advanced Revive module and one playable unit. So I'm going to lob a spicy pineapple down here. That's going to take me down. Now all I need to do is wait a certain period of time before I get some options. And you can see, remember I set the bleed out time to 100, so we're down to, you know, seconds that are in the 80s, 86, 85, etc. So I'm shortly going to get the option to withstand. So there we go. We can use the mouse button to withstand. We also have options respawn and lucky frag have appeared in the top left hand corner. So I'm going to withstand, which you can do if you have a minimum of 3 first aid kits. If you've got any less than that, you won't be able to do this. And there you go, I've withstood and I'm back up and I'm back in action. Next module we're going to cover is the Aircraft Master Arm module. Now I've had a few people tell me they haven't been able to get this to work, and there may be a few reasons for that, and we'll address those here and now. So firstly, we need to go to modules and we need the Aircraft Master Arm module. Now if we open this up, there's really not much you need to do with this unless you want to add specific ammo, fuel, or repair vehicles to enable their use with this module. And you can put the variable names of those vehicles in here. And as the description says there, ammo vehicles are automatically detected. Add other vehicles to this array to force inclusion if you want to use other vehicles. So this in itself is not going to work. There's a couple of things that we also need. So we're going to go to Objects, I'm going to go to Cars US Army, and I'm going to go down to Ammo Truck Airport and place that. I'm going to go to Fuel Truck Airport, and I'm going to grab a Repair Truck Airport. Okay, now we're also going to need, and this just makes sense, a trigger. Okay, so this is going to be the location where your aircraft are able to rearm, refuel. So it's probably going to be helpful if you were to place a marker in the mission and just have something like rearm, refuel, so that pilots know where to go, and you'd place that marker on there. Okay, pretty simple. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sync the aircraft master arm to the trigger, and we're going to make the trigger any player present. And now we're going to need an aircraft, so we might grab a United States Marine Corps F4V Phantom 2 CAS aircraft. So we're just going to place that there. So this should all work now. When your pilots get onto this spot here, they'll have the master arm menu. And remember, if you do not have the ammo, fuel and repair, you won't be able to do refueling or repair or replenishment of ammunition. So let's just see how that works. Okay, we're in the mission. We've got our rearm, refuel, repair trucks over there. We've got our aircraft, and we've got our trigger. So I'm going to jump into this aircraft, which is on the trigger, and there we have the option for open master arm menu, and here we can change the fold of the wings. If you wanted to fold the wings, you can do that. You can change the livery of the aircraft if you wanted to do that. But the most important thing is the loadout. So at the moment we have CAS rockets enabled. Then we change it to CAS mixed, napalm, and you can see that we can change all of the loadouts here. Let's go to that one there, confirm changes, and you'll see that the loadout on the aircraft has now changed, so that you don't have the loadout you started with, and you can come back to this trigger location in this aircraft to rearm, repair and refuel. Next one we're going to go over is the camera shot and cinematic base. Now this is something that they put into this DLC, which is actually really cool. So I'm going to put down a camera shot, a cinematic base, and then I'm going to put down, I'm going to go to objects, props, and I'm going to search for helipad invisible, and I'm going to place that in Control C and place 2 more, and I'll show you exactly why I'm going to do that, because we want a cinematic introduction to our mission, and this is how you're able to do it without using external modifications. So we need at least 3 cameras, or 2 cameras and a target. So let's have a cool target. Let's get a let's go to here and get a UH-1D Iroquois Bushranger helicopter, and that is a pretty cool thing to have an intro on. So we need to firstly set the position of this helipad. Okay, so I've raised that up by hitting Alt left click and then just dragging it up. And what I'm going to do now is go to right click and down to log position to clipboard. I'm going to go into my cinematic or my camera shot module and go to start position, and I'm going to paste the location of that first helipad, which is going to operate as a camera. Now I'm going to drag this other one out here, Alt left click, then drag that one up slightly, Then again, I'm going to go to right click, log position to clipboard, back into the camera shot module, and this is the end position. So we just highlight, Control V to paste the location. Now the target position, we can use this helipad here, invisible helipad, as the target, or we could actually just log the position of the aircraft as the target position. So what will happen is the camera will swing from here to here whilst looking at the target. Now you can adjust the length, you can adjust the time acceleration, you can change the field of view, intro effect, fade to black, fade to white, fade out, all that sort of stuff. Fade in, fade out. Black is what I'm using at the moment. And you can attach to a particular object if you wanted to, which I've kind of done anyway in a roundabout sort of way. So then we select Run on Start, and you'll see that True is selected. So when the mission starts, this should all run. But what you need to do is also go into the cinematic base and select Auto Play. Now you need to sync these two together. If you don't sync these two together, nothing will happen. So let's see how that works. Alright, so we're joining the mission now, and we should see a little cinematic when we hit the continue button. And there we go. So we've got our helipad camera going to another one via the target, which is the chopper. And that's as simple as that one gets. What you can also do with this these camera modules is if you want to be a little bit fancier and have something a little more cinematic, we're going to go into the camera shot module here. We're going to take out the, actually what I'll do first is I've given this helicopter a variable name of H1, and in the camera shot here I'm going to take that out and I'm going to type in H1. So the helicopter H1 is now the target position of the cinematic cameras. So I'm going to leave that and see how that works. So the chopper has a move waypoint to go over there. So let's see what happens when we get that happening. I'm just going to check to see if there's any it's got time acceleration. I have changed that, but didn't seem to do anything. So let's go. Oh, you'll also notice too that I've clicked on cinematic border, so that we've got a border right around the intro screen. So let's just see how that one works. And when the mission starts, we should get the cinematic, and I've also delayed it. I've put a 30-second timer on the intro rather than 10 seconds. Now we should have the chopper start up and fly away, and the chopper is now the target. And you can see we've got a cinematic border top and bottom. And the camera will now follow the helicopter as it flies off. And you can obviously set it to any object or vehicle or player if you like. Pretty simple stuff, but it looks pretty cool and a great module that they've added to the DLC. Next one I'm going to have a look at is the radio support module, which is towards the bottom of this list. So all you can do in here is, or what you can do in here is change the call sign from Razorback to Columbia if you wanted to do that. If you want this to be locked to specific players, you can sync the module to that player, but you don't have to do that. So let's see how that one works. This is a really great module, and it's pretty important if you want to have any sort of fire support. So all you've really got to do is place the module, and let's see how that one works. Okay, so we've got the radio support module placed down, and we're going to go to the scroll wheel, go to radio support, and I really don't like those hills over there for whatever reason, so I'm going to select that as the target area. I'm going to select HE and arc light, and I'm going to confirm, and you'll see some radio messages down the bottom left hand corner, and we'll get some fire support of the type that I've selected on that location out there. We should be able to see where those come in because they're going to be fairly close, I would imagine. And there we go. There's our stuff falling down for fire support. And obviously you can use the radio menu for all different sorts of stuff. Next one I'm going to have a look at is the ambient mines. So if you can just place this module anywhere, and you'll see that the module has a circle around it, a radius around it. If you wanted to edit the type of mines that are going to be used, you can do that in here. So at the moment it's punji sticks. The amount of the mines and the spacing between mines. Okay, so if I wanted to use a different type of mine, let's go down to let's select a toe popper. So I'm going to right click on this toe popper. I'm going to log classes to clipboard. I'm going to go into here and I'm going to put that class name in there. And we also have punji sticks, and we're going to, let's say, reveal mines to see what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to leave that as well, nobody, and let's see what that looks like. We should be able to see the mines, or have an engineer see the mines, but in this area now you'll see that we have these little brown dirt things here, which are punji stick traps. They could also be M14 toe popper mines. So basically that just puts ambient mines in a location, and believe me, if you do unfortunately step on one of those, your day's going to end quite badly. So that's the ambient mines module, pretty simple. Next one we'll have a look at is the wheel menu gesture. Now I'm going to use the standard one. If you want to use the custom one, you're going to have to create paths to icons, and it's just a mess. So I'm just going to use the standard one. This will enable you to use the gestures built into the DLC if this module is placed on the map. And we'll have a super quick look at how that works. You would have all seen this if you'd played SOG Prairie Fire Mike Force mission. Some other missions have it added as well. So if you press the tab key, you're going to get this wheel pop up here. So you've got various things you can select here. I'm going to select a regroup, and not only will you see the character make a gesture, but you'll see in the top left of the screen there'll be a gesture pop up. There we go, regroup, and every player in your squad will be able to see that gesture. That's a pretty simple one. All you've got to do is place the object or the module on the map for this to work. There's nothing you need to sync that to. That's a pretty simple one. Next we're going to have a look at the Whitelisted Arsenal module. So I'm going to grab, let's go, ammo, and just to show you that this works with everything, not just the SOG stuff, I've got a basic NATO ammo box here. Now that will have basic NATO stuff in it at the moment. But if I go to modules and down to Whitelisted Arsenal, I place that, connect and sync to that ammo box. You'll see the loadout template is VN default. Rank whitelist, I'm going to turn that off. Limit side restricted, so restrictions equipment. Right, so that arsenal now will be limited to the side that we are playing at the moment, rather than it being a full open arsenal or a NATO arsenal. It'll just have the SOG Prairie Fire DLC weapons available. Now, because I've unlocked it to rank, we have all of the weapons available, and we actually have everything from the XM 117 right through up to the 8K, and the reason those OP4 weapons are in there is because the SOG guys did use those from time to time. So we've got all that stuff there. To limit that even further, you could change some of the settings in there to restrict it by rank if you have a ranking system enabled in your server. And just quickly, a few more of the add-ons that are pretty much self-explanatory. You can disable, disable ambient voices. So if you've played the SOG DLC, you'll be able to hear the enemy speaking from a distance quite often, and even when they're up close to you, you can hear them. You can disable that by placing this module on the map if you don't want to hear those voices. In addition to that, I think it also works with friendly AI, so that you don't hear the silly things that they repeatedly say over and over, particularly with the Australian units. The AI continually say stupid stuff and no one wants to hear it, and it's really, really annoying because it's too frequent that they say stuff. Same with the US units and that sort of stuff. So if you want to get rid of that, you can just use that. Now I've gone over in a previous video the Onslaught modules, so you can check that video out. You can restrict ambient voices, and you can use class names in here if you want to restrict those, but that's a bit of mucking around, so I'm not going to bother with that. Another couple of self-explanatory ones. Disable the vehicle jukebox if you don't want people to be able to play music through the vehicles, and let's be honest, most of the music is rubbish. Disable radio music as well if you don't want an ambient radio to play any music. You can have a waterfall, which is I guess kind of cool if you want to place that somewhere on the side of a hill or whatever. That's okay, I guess. And I think that's pretty much all of the modules that I would normally use in a mission. There's a quality of life one here. You can enable player earplugs if you want to do that. Other than that, I don't think there's really a lot of other stuff that I'm really interested in or have used. I hope this has helped some of you with the modules in the SOG Prairie Fire DLC. If you have any questions, hit us up in the comments section below. As always, look after yourselves, be kind to others, and I'll see you in the next video.